Hello, friend. Welcome back. You've landed on Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do. I'm your host, Analia. This is the podcast where we dive into the funny and sometimes not so funny psychology of what makes us tick. Quick disclaimer. This podcast is for informational purposes only and not to be considered professional advice. Did I just call my kid by the dog's name? So picture this. You're standing in the kitchen trying to get your child's attention. You open your mouth and out comes, Maxwell? No, wait. Charlie! Jessica! Your kid stares at you in horror. Maxwell, the actual dog, wags his tail in excitement, and you're left wondering, have I completely lost my mind? Don't worry, you're not alone. Parents everywhere are calling their kids by the wrong name, mixing up siblings, and yes, even throwing the family pet's name into the mix. So why does our brain do this? It turns out science has an answer. And so it's not just because you're tired, though that definitely doesn't help. It's the brain's filing system where things sometimes go wrong. Think of your brain like a really old computer with a messy filing system. Instead of keeping every name labeled neatly, it stores them in categories like folders on your desktop. So instead of separate labels for Jessica, Charlie, and Max the dog, your brain has a folder labeled Family and Close Loved Ones. And when you're trying to call out a name, your brain grabs a name from that folder at random, which means Max gets called before your own child. Psychologists call this semantic categorization, and it's why you mix up your kids' names, why you mix up your parents' names, and why you've probably even called your teacher Mom at least once. The good news, though, it means that your brain is actually working efficiently. It's just taking some shortcuts along the way. So, why is the dog's name even thrown into the mix? Max is not even a kid. He's just over there licking the floor. Well, studies show that we tend to mix up names of people or pets we have strong emotional bonds with. So if you call your kid by the dog's name, it's actually a compliment. It means that Max the dog is just as much a part of the family as everyone else. But maybe don't tell that to your kid. Modern psychologists have proven that this is just how our brains work. It's just how memory works. And it's not necessarily a deeper issue. Now, if we could get primal for a moment, let's go back into caveman days. Remembering names wasn't about manners, it was about survival, You needed to remember who was in your tribe, who was a threat, and who owed you some food. Your brain was trying to be as efficient as possible, categorize all the important people together, just like it does today, with family members and apparently pets. So next time you call your child Max instead of Jessica, just tell them, sorry honey, it's my brain trying to be efficient. They probably won't buy it, but it's worth a shot. Why it's totally okay to mix up names. At the end of the day, this is just how the brain works. If you've ever called your kid, spouse, or dog by the wrong name, congratulations. Your brain is doing its job, just not in the way you wanted. And hey, if all else fails, you can always just start calling everyone, hey you! Problem solved. All right, that's it for today's episode of Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do. I'm your host, Analia. If you like this episode, please subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and if you ever forget someone's name, just pretend you were thinking about something really deep and philosophical. Works every time.